So you can share with everybody your experiences on the Practitioner Diploma and warts and all, really, is what we want to hear.
Okay, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about my coaching journey and what set me off on that journey and where I am now, 3 years later after having graduated. And also tell you a bit about my experience of the AoEC diploma. So my background was the music industry. I worked in the music industry for 30 years. I was managing director and co-owner of a music and entertainment PR company. And yes, I loved it. I had a fantastic career. It was very exciting. But, you know, the staff get younger, you get older, grime music comes in, bands go out of fashion, and the big birthday was approaching. And I thought, you know what, I don't find this challenging anymore. I actually want to do something else, and call it what you will. I don't know, the third career or the portfolio career. And I began to think, what could that look like? What do I want that to look like? And fate took a turn. I was at a garden party. I don't frequent them, but it just happened I was. And I got talking to this really nice lady, and I said, well, what's your portfolio career? And she said, oh, well, I'm an executive coach. And at that point, the music industry did not use executive coaches. And I said, oh, my goodness, what was that? You know, what's that? My interest was immediately pricked. And so we had lunch. Actually, it turned out that she'd written a book on coaching. So she was quite sort of eminent in the field. And I said, oh, amazing. How do I get started? Where do I go to get trained? So she recommended the AoEC. And I attended the Taster Day with Karen, and it wasn't long before I thought, actually, you know what, this is something that I really want to do. And I'm working in the quad. I remember this young guy from the city. He was a new father. He expressed his emotion about not being able to spend enough time with his children and actually wanting to be an academic. And of course, all I did, and of course, all I knew at that point was just to do as Karen said, to give him the silence, because I certainly couldn't ask a powerful question at that point. But just the power of that silence and giving him that space, he surfaced all these emotions, which actually moved me as well. After that Taster Day, I decided to sign up for the certificate course. Because I didn't know anything about coaching, and for the reasons that Karen has just explained, I thought it would be really helpful to actually get a bit of a foundation before I went on to the diploma course. So I did. I went on to the diploma course, and there's many reasons why the AoEC diploma course was attractive. And actually, I have to say, one of the big reasons initially was that you could get qualified in 4 months. I was kind of anxious to get going and to hit the ground running and to start my executive coaching business. And I love the fact that you could do it over a relatively compressed time period, but also that the learning was very experiential, so that, you know, there's no sitting back hoping you won't be noticed. You know, we've all done that in our time. You know, you get coaching right from the get-go. And the other sort of the great thing is that you're very much in the same boat. I think there was a part of me that I was worried that there'd be HR people in the room, and you know, when they started talking about their Myers-Briggs personality types, you know, I did sort of think, what the hell is that? But actually, you know, we are in the same boat. It was a level playing field, and you're very much supporting each other, and you do form a close bond within the group, which is, you know, really wonderful, because like with any new learning, there are times where, yeah, you are way out of your comfort zone. And that old sort of self-doubt moments tend to, you know, they can creep in. And so you do help each other when at some point or other during this new learning experience, you do start thinking, can I do this? the course is incredibly enjoyable because of the mix, but you learn creative techniques. You do mention things like Gestalt, and I still don't really get Gestalt, sorry Karen, and you really do learn about yourself. And as Karen said, the two questions at the beginning, who am I and how do I coach, can be rather challenging and mystifying. But incredibly, within that 4 months, you create your own coaching model, and on the assessment day, you can present your coaching model, and you're ready to go out into the world with it, which I think is very exciting. I have to say that Bon Hill is very nice to be coached in, the environment, but actually virtual coaching, as we're discovering today, works really well. What else can I say about the diploma? Just that I really enjoyed it. And I think the important thing also to mention about the AoC is that you're part of this network. I mean, I'm a sole operator, and to feel that I am part of this wider network and that I can attend workshops, because once you've done the diploma, I kind of think that's almost like the beginning of the journey. So I've been on workshops that the AoC have organised on in transactional analysis and Gestalt coaching, I am trying, and neuroscience, and it's absolutely fascinating. So there I was, I qualified, but can I also say that when you're looking for practice clients during this training period, a tip is to try and get clients, practice clients that may be paying clients in the future. So they may be working for companies that will hire you as a coach once you're qualified. And that's certainly what I did. When I qualified with the diploma, I had 2 focuses for my coaching. I wanted to specialise in working with senior women to support them in leadership roles. And I also wanted to be a maternity coach, coaching mums-to-be transitioning out of work and back into the workplace, because as you probably know, we are losing thousands of women every year who come back into a company that has, you know, very family unfriendly policies. So I've been very fortunate that I have, I'm the sole provider of maternity coaching with 2 large companies. But inevitably, as you get more experience and the time rolls by, well, not inevitably, but happily, one gets referrals, and I'm now working with senior leadership teams, men and women. I don't do team coaching. It's not something that interests me particularly. I like doing one-on-one. Yes, it's the network has grown, and here I am 3 years later. I absolutely love coaching. You can make a difference. It's a very rewarding career, and as Karen sort of said, that you learn a lot. You always are learning, because no one person is the same. The variety is, I think, also one of the great appeals. And if I can give you an example, just this week I was working with a senior woman, and she told me that she was dyslexic, and it was really beginning to impact on how she was interacting with her boss, and just sort of coaching her through and for her to develop perhaps an understanding was, I thought, wow, because that actually taught me something about dyslexia that I hadn't, appreciated either. So I thoroughly recommend it as a career. I might add that I don't only just do coaching, I do other things in my portfolio, but it really is satisfying, and the AoC diploma, I think, really does give you what you want if you want to set up your own coaching business in a fairly speedy timescale. I think that's me.